Hazrat Ali radiallahu ta'ala anhu was on a journey with Hazrat Kumail radiallahu ta'ala anhu. And then they passed by the graveyard and he greeted everybody, Assalamu alaikum ya ahlul qubur. Assalamu alaikum to all the dwellers in the cemetery. And then he said, how is life down there? But of course nobody in the grave could have answered. So he turned to Hazrat Kumail, his companion that was with him. As he mentioned, and he asked those people, how is life down there? He also actually told the people in the grave, he said, I will tell you what life is up here. What life is about up here. And this is something we hear all the time, we see all the time, it's around us. He said, your children have become orphans, right? Isn't that what happens when a father or mother passes away? Your spouses have remarried. All the love they told you they had for you, that's just talk. Yeah, the reality kicks in. Yeah, the reality kicks in. So Hazrat Ali radiallahu ta'ala who is telling them, your spouses have remarried, your husbands, your wives. Your wealth has been distributed. And as I always remind myself and you, if you didn't get time to distribute it, children would have fought you for it anyhow. They would have fight you for it anyhow. So Hazrat Ali radiallahu ta'ala who was telling them that. And then he turned to Hazrat Kumail radiallahu ta'ala anhu and he said, if only they could have spoken, they would have replied and said that this grave is a container of amal, good deeds. Meaning that we should have spent more time in this world doing good deeds that would benefit us in this grave. The 24/7 that we spent only accumulating all the materialistic possessions in the world, it does not benefit us down here. The 24/7 that we spent on the wives and the husbands and the children, that doesn't benefit us down here. The only thing that would have benefited us down here is the good amal and the good deeds that we should have done while we were alive. That would have become the nur, the light in this grave, and the blessings for us in this grave. Because unfortunately nowadays, while it is our duty for families and children and spouses and properties and businesses and the whole nine yards, it's a duty. It's not the purpose of life. It's a responsibility. So we got to fulfill that. But sometimes we make that the purpose of life. And in making that the purpose of life, we forget to read our Quran. We forget to pray our Salah. We forget to perform our Hajj. We forget to do Amil Solehat. We forget to do good deeds. We forget all the good deeds. And we get occupied in necessities of life and forget the objective of life. وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسِ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ. What did Allah say? Allah says, we have not created human beings and jinnat except for the worship of Allah. So we get so busy in caring for their family, their business, their properties, our career, and we forget the purpose and the objective of life. See? But when we see things like what has happened this week, the poor innocent children being just killed by a young boy, 18-year-old, what does that tell us? You see, unfortunately, what politicians do, they start putting barricade. Everything happens, they put a barricade now around the school, around the teachers. Now you might be seeing teachers walking with full protection, bulletproof. All kids, they might start putting bulletproof on everybody. They all believe in just prepping that. But what does Allah tell us? That we need to prepare the human being. You see, if the mind of that 18-year-old boy was prepared in the righteous path, if the upbringing of that right boy was groomed into faith in God, righteous deeds, he would not have think of doing something like that. So instead of trying now to put all this bodyguard and security, which is how human beings think, and no fault of that, that's what politicians do. They work on what you see publicly. They got to work on what you see publicly. What Allah teaches us is that you prepare that person so he does not commit the crime. See? That's how Islam operates. That's how God operates. The vision of Allah, who is our creator, He knows best. So He has taught us in the Quran how to prepare the human beings that they don't do those animalistic and criminalistic deeds. So nowadays, if you look at the school system and the political system, it's all about security around the school, security around the this, security around the that, and the children, they left them wild. I don't mean the kids that got shot, the boys, the other students. They don't teach them God. They have taken away God from the school. They have taken away things like good deeds. So what do you expect the students to grow up to be? Animals. So they can go and shoot innocent children because they have no faith in God. They don't know what is righteousness. They don't know what is doing good. Think about an 18-year-old boy. Not only did he shoot and kill these kids, have you been following the news? He shot his grandmother. He shot his grandmother before doing that. No love. Think about it. Two of the worst crimes that you can do in the world. Kill your parents, your grandparents, shoot to kill them. And innocent children, two out of extreme. Innocent children taking an innocent life. We don't even know if this is not a situation where there was a fight with two men for one woman, or somebody drunk, or some drugs in some situation. Two extreme things in Islam. Innocent people killing children. 100% forbidden, no ifs and buts. A grandmother shooting. Anyhow, in the second khutbah, we'll continue a little bit in the Quran. Why Allah concentrates on human beings. If we would make the human beings, their minds, their hearts, and make them a true human being, then they will not commit animalistic deeds and do these wild things. But unfortunately, people who do not have God in them, they will start securing this instead of guide training that is coming this way. That's what it's called vision. The second khutbah will continue, Bismillah, inshallah.